Now let's dig into the Git workflow. Take a look at the picture behind me. There are four main locations where your code lives in Git. The workspace or working directory. This is where we actively edit files locally. This is your playground. The staging area. It's a temporary holding spot for changes before committing. The local repository. This is where we store committed changes locally. The remote repository. A server like GitHub for sharing and backing up code. The first three locations, that is the workspace, the staging area and the local repository, lie in your laptop, whereas the remote repository is somewhere in a cloud server in internet. With these zones in mind, let's visualize where our code travels throughout its journey. Most Git commands move files among these four locations. The first step is to clone an existing repository. So you have a local version of the project to work on. All the files are now available in your local repository. Now you need to perform a Git checkout so that you can access the files in your workspace. In your working directory, you work on the existing files and add some new files too. The already existing files are present in the staging area as well. So whatever is present in the staging area is monitored by the Git. If you add a new file in your working directory, Git won't monitor it. So you need to execute a git add command for the Git to monitor the new files, and then they will be added to the staging area. Once you complete your work, you can move the changes to the local repository by performing a git commit so that the file changes in the staging area will be moved to the local repository. When you are ready to share your work progress with your team or want to back up your work, you use git push to send your commits from your local repository to the remote repository. This is a shared server where your team can collaborate. Collaboration in Git is a two-way exchange. To integrate your teammates' work, you use a Git pull which fetches the changes from the remote repository and merges them into your local repository. To share your work to other team members, you will commit your changes to the local repository and then push them to the remote repository.